my beloved child. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Inhale my peace and exhale the clutter of your mind. I know that lately, your mind has been a battlefield. It has been racing like a runaway train, jumping from one worry to the next, never settling, never resting. You have been playing out scenarios in your head. What if this happens? What if that fails? What if they say no? You have been having conversations in your imagination that haven't even happened yet, defending yourself against accusations that haven't been made, and solving problems that do not even exist. You are exhausted, not because of what you have done with your hands, but because of what you have done with your mind. The mental gymnastics are wearing you out. You lie down to sleep, but your thoughts do not sleep. They spin and spin, weaving a web of anxiety that traps you in fear. I am here to silence the noise today. I am here to tell you to stop overthinking, because I have already worked it out. You are trying to figure out the rest of your life in one afternoon. You are trying to connect dots that are too far apart for you to see. You are trying to be the alpha and the omega of your own story, but that is my title, not yours. When you overthink, you are essentially trying to be God. You are trying to control the future, to predict the outcome, to prevent pain, but you were not designed to carry the burden of the future. You were designed to live in the present and trust me with the future. I want you to understand that overthinking is a thief. It steals your joy. It steals your presence. You are missing the beauty of today because you are living in the terror of tomorrow. You are sitting at the dinner table with your family, but in your mind, you are at a bankruptcy hearing. You are driving to work, but in your mind, you are having an argument with your boss. You are physically present, but spiritually absent. I want you back. I want you here, now. I want you to enjoy the bread I have given you. For this day, without worrying about the bakery, for next year. Listen to me. I am already in your tomorrow. I have already walked through the doors you are afraid to approach. I have already had the conversations you are rehearsing. And I have already worked it out. The solution you are frantically searching for, it is already prepared. It is waiting for you at the appointed time. You do not need to manufacture the answer. You just need to walk the path until you find it. You are trying to cross a bridge that I haven't built yet. When you get to the river, the bridge will be there. But you are standing miles away, screaming, "How will I cross?" Trust the builder. Trust the timing. Your mind is like a turbulent ocean, tossed by the winds of doubt. But I am the captain of the ship. I know the way to the harbor. You think that by thinking more, you will find safety. You think that if you analyze the situation from every possible angle, you will protect yourself from disappointment. But worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strength. All your worrying has not added a single hour to your life, nor has it changed a single outcome. It has only drained you. I see the puzzle pieces scattered on the table of your life. To you, it looks like a mess. It looks like nothing fits. The colors don't match. The edges are jagged, and you are panicking because you cannot see the picture. But I am the artist. I see the finished work. I know exactly where every piece goes. That rejection, it fits. That delay, it fits. That loss, it fits. It is all part of a beautiful tapestry that I am weaving. You are looking at the back of the tapestry, seeing the tangled threads and the chaotic knots. I am looking at the front, seeing the masterpiece. Stop judging the picture before it is finished. You have a habit of assuming the worst. Why is that? Why does your mind always drift to catastrophe? Why do you assume that if the phone rings, it's bad news? Why do you assume that if the meeting is called, you are in trouble? This is the conditioning of fear. It is a stronghold the enemy has built in your imagination. But today, we are pulling down that stronghold. I want you to start assuming the best. I want you to start imagining goodness. What if it works out? What if the door opens? What if the diagnosis is negative? What if they say yes? Use your imagination to partner with faith, not fear. I know there are tangible problems you are facing. I am not asking you to be in denial. I am asking you to be in dependence. There is a difference between planning and worrying. Planning is wisdom. Worrying is worship of the problem. When you plan, you look at the facts and you ask for my guidance. When you worry, you look at the facts and you leave me out of the equation. Bring me back in. Look at that bill. Look at that conflict. Look at that obstacle and say, Lord, this is too big for me, but it is small for you. I trust you to handle. I have a plan for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Do you believe that? If you truly believed that I have a plan to prosper you, would you be up at Senling AM staring at the ceiling? No. You would be sleeping like a baby, knowing that your father is working the night shift. Your anxiety is a signal that you have taken your eyes off. My goodness. Shift your gaze. Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns. And yet I feed them. Are you not much more valuable than they? You are my child. I will not let you starve. I will not let you fall. I will not let you be put to shame. The how is none of your business. You are obsessed with the how. How will I pay for it? How will I fix it? How will I get there? Release the tyranny of the how. I specialize in the how. I parted the Red Sea. That was a how no one expected. I brought water from a rock. That was a how no one saw coming. I have infinite ways to solve finite problems. Your job is the what. What do you believe? What do you stand on? Stand on my promise and let me handle the logistics. I want you to visualize a heavy backpack that you are wearing. It is filled with rocks. Each rock is a worry. The kids, the job, the health, the economy. It is crushing your spine. You are bent over, struggling to walk. I am standing right in front of you with my hands out. I am saying, give it to me. I want you to take that backpack off. One strap at a time. It feels heavy, I know. You have grown used to the weight. You feel like if you take it off, you are being irresponsible. But you are not being irresponsible. You are being a child of God. Hand it to me. Watch me sling it over my shoulder like it weighs nothing. Because, to me, it weighs nothing. Now, stand up straight. Stretch your back. Feel the lightness. That is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. Rest, my child. We need to go deeper into the root of this anxiety. You see, overthinking is often just a mask for control. You overthink because you feel that if you can analyze every angle, you can prevent pain. You feel that if you stay vigilant, you can stop the bad things from happening. But this need for control is an illusion. You cannot stop the storm by worrying about the wind. You cannot hold back the tide by staring at the waves. The more you try to grip the sand of your life, the faster it slips through your fingers. I am asking you to unclench your hands. I am asking you to surrender the illusion of control and accept the reality of my sovereignty. I am the one who holds the world together, not you, not you. I want to remind you of the lesson of the manna in the wilderness. When I provided food for the Israelites, I gave them a specific instruction: gather only enough for today. Some of them, driven by fear and overthinking, disobeyed. They thought, what if he doesn't provide tomorrow? What if the food runs out? I better hoard some for the future. They tried to secure their tomorrow by their own efforts, and what happened? The manna they saved rotted. It bred worms and stank. Why? Because I was trying to teach them that my grace is a daily portion. You cannot live on tomorrow's grace today. When you overthink the future, you are trying to hoard manna. You are trying to solve next year's problems with today's strength. And it is rotting your peace. It is turning your spirit sour. You are asking me for a roadmap, but I am giving you a flashlight. A flashlight only illuminates the next few steps. It doesn't show you the miles ahead. Why do I do this? Because if I showed you the whole map, you would be overwhelmed. You would see the mountains and say, I can't climb that. You would see the valleys and say, I can't cross that. By hiding the future from you, I am protecting you. I am keeping you focused on the step you are taking right now. Trust the flashlight. Trust that when you take this step, I will reveal the next one. You don't need to know the end of the story. You just need to know the author. I want you to become a guardian of your own mind. Your mind is like a house. You have a front door. You would not let a thief or a murderer walk into your living room and sit down, would you? You would lock the door. You would call for help. Yet, you leave the front door of your mind wide open. You let thoughts of disaster, thoughts of failure, and thoughts of unworthiness walk right in, and make themselves at home. You serve them tea. You sit with them for hours. No more. I have given you the weapons of warfare to pull down strongholds. When a negative thought knocks, check its ID. Does this thought line up with my word? Does this thought bring hope? If not, do not let it in. Cast it down. Say, I refuse to entertain this thought. It is a liar. You have been replaying your past mistakes in your head over and over again. You analyze what you said, what you did, and you punish yourself with if onlys. If only I hadn't taken that job. If only I hadn't dated that person. My child, stop looking in the rearview mirror. You are not going that way. My grace is not a time machine that changes the past, and it is a bridge that carries you over the mistake into a new future. I have already factored your mistakes into my plan. I am so big. I can even use your errors to get you to your destiny. Nothing you have done has disqualified you from my love. Stop overthinking the past. It is under the blood. It is finished. I also want to speak to the physical toll this is taking on you. Your body was not designed for chronic worry. The headaches, the tension in your neck, the stomach issues, these are the alarms your body is sounding, telling you that you are carrying a load I never intended for you. Overthinking triggers the fight or flight response, but there is no tiger chasing you. It is just your thoughts. I want to heal you. I want to lower your cortisol and raise your faith. But you must cooperate with me. You must learn the art of the brain dump. Before you go to sleep, give it all to me. Write it down if you have to, and then physically close the journal and say, God, this is yours until morning. Look at my track record in your life. Has there ever been a time where I completely abandoned you? Has there ever been a trouble I didn't bring you through? You have been through fire before, and here you are. You have been through floods before, and here you are. Why do you think this time will be different? Why do you think I would bring you this far just to leave you? I am not a fair weather friend. I am faithful. My faithfulness in the past is the guarantee of my faithfulness in the future. Instead of using your memory to replay hurts, use your memory to replay victories. Remember when I paid that bill? Remember when I healed that sickness? Remember when I turned that situation around? Let your memory fuel your faith, not your fear. I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with the garment of praise. It is very hard to overthink when you are praising. Try it. When the worry starts to spiral, start thanking me. Thank you, Lord, for the roof over my head. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Gratitude interrupts the anxiety circuit. It forces your brain to switch tracks. You cannot be grateful and fearful at the same exact moment. Choose gratitude. It is the antidote to the poison of overthinking. There is a peace that passes all understanding available to you. Passes understanding means it doesn't make logical sense. It means you can have peace while the storm is still raging. You can have peace while the bank account is still low. You can have peace while the doctor's report is still pending. The world thinks peace is the absence of trouble. I say peace is the presence of me. I am with you in the boat. As long as I am on board, the boat cannot sink. So let's practice this right now. That thought that is nagging you, the one about that person, that situation, I want you to imagine putting it in a balloon. Tie the knot. Now, release the balloon. Watch it float away, higher and higher, until it disappears into the clouds. It is gone. I have it. You don't have to hold the string anymore. Let it go, my beloved. As we bring this time of stillness to a close, I want to address one last fear that keeps your mind racing, the fear of making a mistake. You overthink because you are terrified of taking a wrong turn. You treat life like a tightrope walk where one slip means destruction. But life with me is not a tightrope. It is a wide open field of grace. I want you to think about the GPS system in your car. When you miss a turn, does the GPS scream at you? Does it shut down and leave you stranded? No. It simply says, recalculating. It finds a new route to the same destination. I am your divine GPS. Even if you miss a turn, even if you make a choice that isn't perfect, I am big enough to recalculate. You cannot mess up my plan for your life that easily. My purpose is stronger than your errors. Relax. You are not powerful enough to derail your destiny if your heart is set on me. I want you to trade your why for who. You have been asking, why is this happening? Why is there a delay? Why did they leave? These questions are hamster wheels. They spin you around but take you nowhere. The why is often hidden in my secret counsel, but the who is revealed. You know who I am. I am good. I am faithful. I am love. When you cannot trace my hand, trust my heart. When the why doesn't make sense, let the who be your anchor. You don't need to understand the plan to trust the planner. There is a sound I want you to listen for. It is not in the earthquake, the wind, or the fire. It is the still small voice. Overthinking is loud. Anxiety screams. But I whisper. As long as your mind is noisy with worry, you cannot hear the instructions I am sending you. I am speaking to you all the time. I am giving you nudges, intuition, and peace about which way to go, but you are drowning me out with your own analysis. Be still. Silence the committee in your head. In the quiet, you will find the answer you have been stressing over. It will bubble up from your spirit, not your intellect. It will feel like peace. I am asking you to live in daytight compartments. A ship has watertight compartments so that if one floods, the whole ship doesn't sink. I want you to seal off yesterday. It is gone. Seal off tomorrow. It is not here. Live in today. What is the assignment for today? What is the joy for today? Who can you love today? When you shrink your focus to just the next, harder seeth hours, the burden becomes light. My grace is sufficient for sit this day. Stop trying to drag next week's trouble into this week's strength. I have already worked it out. I want you to say that to yourself until you believe it. The contract? I've worked it out. The health scare? I've worked it out. The family drama? I've worked it out. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am already at the finish line holding your trophy. I am walking back through time to help you get there. You are walking towards a victory that has already been won. So, tonight, When you lay your head on the pillow, I want you to visualize a do not disturb sign on the door of your mind. When the worry comes knocking at midnight, point to the sign. Tell the enemy, I am off duty. God is on the night watch. Do not engage. Do not argue with the fear. Just turn your back on it and turn your face to me. Let us seal this peace with a prayer. I want you to pray this with a spirit of surrender. Open your hands physically as you say this, releasing the control you have been clutching so tightly. My child, do you feel that? That is the weight falling off. That is the shackles breaking. You are free. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to follow me. I have you. I have the problem. And I have the solution. Rest now. I love you. I love you. I love you.